Okay, hello. This is a slightly different video. My dad's actually going to be doing a repair on the Shark vacuum cleaner. Now, there's a problem with it, and Dad being a handyman, which could be electrician, electrical engineer and mechanical engineer and all that sort of stuff, he's come up with an idea to repair a fault with this vacuum cleaner. So it's a very unusual video because it's not normally the format that I work in, so it's new to me as well. But it should be hopefully interesting for anybody that's got any similar problems with this design of Hoover. So I'll highlight the problem first of all. The problem with the Hoover is when you lift it, this is what the problem is. The bottom part isn't connected. So Dad's come up with an idea to secure it.
Disconnect the Hoover into its component parts. Bottom securing screws. That's for the top cover secure. There are also other screws. We do not want to remove those screws. It is not necessary. It will cause more problems than it's worth. The fault, if you look here, the top cover is parting company with the lower cover. Let's illustrate that. It gets worse as the gap opens with movement of the wand securing part.
Since my dad's took that Hoover apart, he's looking for the correct tools. He's going to get the toolbox out. He used to do lots of repair works on everything. He used to do homers and all sorts of things. I used to be very interested to watch these repairs being done, especially cars and that. But an electrician by trade is his main trade, like. But all this woodwork and everything, that was all done by my dad as well. He does all this joinery work and everything. But obviously that was like years ago. As you get older, it's a bit, not quite as easy to do as much of the heavy lifting, working underneath cars, and I think it's maybe a bit. Never say never though, but that's why I get really interested in all that sort of stuff. So just waiting on finding the tools, because as usual, when you want to look for specific tools, they're never the ones you want. You get every tool in the toolbox except the one you want. That's always the case. So I'm just waiting on them finding. I can hear them cursing and swearing, trying to find where they are. But no, we'll get them. So I'll fill them from where I left off. It's been quite a while since he's taken it apart, that particular Hoover. So
These are all rusty. I'm not really sure which one it is now. That seems to be the one.
Found it? What size is it? Just a
This
little.
one's one.
Yeah, I've got them. So I like to get it in focus. That's the size of the part that's needed.
Do not disassemble that part. Don't take it. It's just to show the actual things out.
No. So just for if you were wanting to take them out, that would be the size you need. But what was it you were?
Do not take those screws out. If they're tight, leave them as they are, because those screw into a post that's attached to the top of this cover here. Now that will have broken inside. If you take those screws out, to relocate that post is an absolute nightmare. You have to strip the thing apart, you have to glue it in place temporarily, and then reassemble with the screws.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right.
It's not necessary.
Okay.
It's counterproductive. What you want to do is, in the locations here, as you see, where these two small holes are, these holes are made probably last October. That's October 22, when this problem first occurred.
Oh, you did that, eh? Because you put that cable tie
Yes,
there.
with the dropped floor nozzle.
Yeah.
There's nothing behind here that can be damaged. And the easiest way, if you look roughly, I'll give you some sort of measurement. You can see the distance from the edge that these holes are. Keep them about that distance that I have there. These are approximate measurements from
Yep.
the edge.
It's about 1 inch.
No, it's not an inch accuracy. Here's a break, look. It's from there. I'm using the 2 as the baseline, so that's about...
Centimetres.
My eyes are not focusing. You'll have to read it, huh?
Well, it's about 2 centimetres.
No, it's more than 2 centimetres.
Oh, right, okay.
If you want to get to...
That's about what? From there to the hole. That's
From
what it
there.
is, isn't it? Yeah.
that edge there.
Yeah. Good. Put the,
Not the inner edge, the outer
tape on.
edge.
put it right way out. Yeah, it's about a centimetre.
Hold on.
Yep.
Have you got that? We've got 2 holes.
Yeah.
Right. Have you
Oh,
got
aye, nice. Like, well, I've got like.
Yes, if you shine it on.
Yeah.
Lakers.
Oh, right, okay. So I've got my torch, my video light hand here.
Yeah, I can see that. That's approximately 7.5. It's just rough. 8 centimetres from the edge to the centre of that hole.
8 millimetres.
8 millimetres, sorry, yeah. And roughly, well, that's about roughly the same from there to there. And the distance in from this edge, that's the edge here, not the edge down, the upper edge,
Right.
is 5 millimetres.
So, oh yeah, from
The
the edge to the
yes.
centre of the hole, yeah, 5 millimetres.
The reason for that is there are reinforcing ridges, plastic inside here, and you want to avoid putting your hole where they are because it makes it awkward to get the tie band in.
Right. Or the cable tie.
Yeah, cable tie, tie band, whatever. You have to cut all that waffle out, but
That's alright.
right.
Right.
Now, for those of you, hold on.
The first time I've done a video like this, Dad doesn't do YouTube videos at all, so it's first time he's doing the YouTube, so I just try to get the camera angles and everything as close as I can for you, try and explain it as best I could. So I don't normally edit videos like this, but I hope to get the message across for any that has a similar problem with this to design a Hoover, or any Hoovers that have a similar design. You could probably adapt a similar solution. So what's happening next? Well, let's put this light on again. Yep, okay.
You need a bradawl.
Uh-huh.
It's a bradawl or a knoll, pointed one.
Yeah.
You just make your mark where your hole you want to put in. Because it's soft plastic, just put it in like that, where you want the hole, and just work away like this. And you will create a hole like that as it goes through. One there and one there. That's if you don't have a drill. This is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Now this size of hole will accommodate 0.5 millimetre wide tie band.
2.5 millimetre wide
Yeah.
tie band.
This is a 3.5. This is the one for the extra strength. Now this one on this side has lasted since October 2022, and it just popped a couple of days ago.
That's about, well, what's that? November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It's about 9 months in.
Yeah.
It's July now.
Yeah. So it's lasted quite a while, but it's always knew it was going to be a bit too weak for continuous use. This, on the other hand, is a 3.5 millimetre wide tie band, and this has been on since December
Yeah. So that's about 7 months.
yeah.
January, February, March, April.
last year, 22.
That's 7 months. Yeah.
So what we
And it's
want
used
to
every
do-
day as well, by the way.
Yeah,
It's been used several times a day, this Hoover, so it's constantly being used.
Indeed.
Yep.
So what we want to do is expand these holes,
Bit thicker tie band.
bit thicker tie
Cable
band.
tie in. Yeah.
Now the easiest way is obviously to have a drill and drill the holes. If you don't have a drill, you could buy what's called a small taper reamer. You get them from Machine Mart for about £7.
Right.
And it's a hand one. You just put it in the end of the hole and turn it, and it will skim away the extra plastic. You can't unfortunately get a file in. Well, you could, but it'd be very difficult because you haven't got a lot of travel beneath this cover to move the file up and down.
Yeah.
The other way is to get a pair of needle nose pliers, put it in the hole, and it's continually turned back forward with pressure,
Yep.
and it will eventually open the hole up large enough to get the 3.5mm tie band in.
Yep.
But because I have a drill, I'm going to drill it.
Okay. The temporary repairs that were done on there have lasted for months, and as I say, that hoover is used every day, multiple times a day. Well, it's been used every day, and see, I do my hoover in my own room at a different time. You know, I do that myself. So sometimes I do a little bit of hoovering down here, and maybe later on a wee bit of hoovering upstairs, and then I could use it. So it's used regularly, and that repair has lasted for months. Looking out the drill, I'm just going to give you another wee view of the bit of the hoover. And this is the rest of the hoover, just to make it clear on the exact model. I actually done a video on this hoover when I bought this from a friend of mine years ago. About 3, later part of 2020 I think. I done a video anyway. It was a good mate of mine, she's an expert on hoovers. So if you look back earlier on my channel, you'll see it. I can't remember. I might put a link in the description actually to this video. Alright, okay. I might put a link in the description of this video to the video that I made regarding this hoover, this particular hoover.
So I'm using the mains one.
Alright, so that's the type of drill, and that's the stuff it came with.
I probably need you to hold that.
Okay.
You can manage them on, but
Yeah, I could film and do that.
you've got your safety goggles on.
No, but I've got some. Hang on, it's fine. Okay, I've got my goggles on, as you do. You always put goggles on when you do this sort of work. So my goggles are on.
That's true.
Got to tell them that, haven't I? No, seriously, you don't muck around when you're doing drilling. You've got to be careful. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very careful how far you go through. Just clear the cover and no more. Do not drill into the lower bits of the hoover. That's a 4mm drill.
4mm drill, right. Okay. Oh, the goggles. Oh, down there, right. So yeah, there's just a very small bit of drill in there just to drill these holes. Be careful how deep you go down in them. So
But you could read those holes.
yeah, see that. What was that?
If you don't have a drill to open the hole to a 4mm size, enough to get the tie band in,
Yeah.
you can just ream it out with, as I said,
Oh, ream it with pliers, yeah.
Or you can buy a taper reamer from Machine Mart, which tapers from 3mm upwards. And you would just put it in, it's hand operated, put it into the hole and just turn it.
Or a hand operated one, yeah.
They're about £7.
Alright, okay.
But you can open the hole any way you wish.
Yeah.
There are many methods. That's just one of them.
Time of filming in 2023, it's about £7 for one of these reamers that my dad was describing for that sort of work. It's just soft plastic, so you won't need much effort to drill a hole in that. And that's the cable ties that are going to be used for this project repair. Screwfix, yeah, that was bought for Screwfix. So, for safety though, when the drill's not in use, unplug it so that it's not accidentally active when you're doing that.
Let me think how I did this now.
Okay, yeah.
It's just a question now of trying to feed this in through the bottom hole and up through the top hole. You have to bend these things into all sorts of weird shapes to get them to go in.
Oh, he's got to manipulate it to get it to. Right.
Make sure the thing is facing,
Yeah, to be facing
That
the
way.
right way.
and just pull it down. In. Push that back as far as it will go. Squeeze it together with your hands, as tight as you can get it, and then just pull it as tight as you can get it. That's that one secured. But if you look at the other one I've put on there, you'll see I've added 2
Locking.
locking
Yeah.
nuts to the top.
Yeah.
The reason for that is to give it extra strength so it doesn't pull past the first one. If it does, it then has to pull past the second end.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a locking nut.
Yeah. It's easy to do, you just put on
The second
Another one,
cable
yeah.
tie. There's a locking method.
down it goes. Right.
So that,
I get my snips.
okay, there's the snips. Always hand the tools over with the handles when you're handing tools over.
Oh my goodness. Only 2 locking nuts. The first one is the
Yeah, locking tabs.
yeah. Just pull it
Oh,
tight again.
okay. Oh, right.
These are
right,
2 reinforcing ones.
right.
And hopefully that'll be it for another. As you can see, it's not flopping around.
Yeah,
You have to shake it to get it to come off,
yeah.
which is normal. That means that when you come to it's assembled and you're sitting there, the motor will switch off, the hand won't flop forward, start the motor up running and give you all sorts of problems.
Yep.
The reason it does that is because at the bottom of this inside, bottom of the securing mechanism here, there's a cam that operates a micro switch to start and stop the motor. When either or both of these, as happened in my case, split, then that rises up and it cannot, the cam on the end of this does not operate the micro switch lever properly.
Right.
So you've got nothing but trouble. That I think is going to last for a good bit yet.
Yep.
So that's 2 done.
Yeah, that's it. It's not gonna. So you can lift it, no, and it won't. It's all connected up. And just turn it that way. Just. Alright. So this is completely secured. And it works. And it's the cable ties that are doing that's the repair, the actual temporary or project repair. And it does work. So. What was that about the switches you were saying? I forgot that.
On top of the wand securing part, there's a cam,
Yeah.
and the cam is held down by spring tension. It's plastic spring tension. And when you actually do this, remove it back, like or shift it back to actually start the motor, the cam is at the right height to actually operate the micro switch lever to switch the motor on. When you put it up there again, it makes contact again and pushes the micro switch lever down and switches the motor off.
Right.
Which means it's not running. It's not flopping forward either,
No,
which I would do if they didn't have this.
the switch. Yeah, yeah. So that's what the bottom bit would cost on its own. So this is what the repair parts cost then. $149 from Screwfix. It's the tool that we use for making up the small holes for the cable ties to go through. Open them up to open up the holes. $1.99.
To open up the hole to take the 3.5mm tie band, if you don't have a drill, you can order the taper reamer from B&Q for £7.30, or as I explained earlier, you can use one of the legs of a pair of needle nose pliers just to screw around to open the hole. Very soft plastic. There are other ways of opening that hole as well, even the edge of a scissor, perhaps the pointed scissors of a hairdresser, if you have those as well.
The sort of lowdown on the tools that were used to do that repair. This is just for mainly the light, the additional light that's on the bottom. To get the light on, you just press the bottom. Obviously you need the know-how. Well, Daddy knows how to do that, and just a small set of tools and cable ties. So compared to the cost of the complete component from the manufacturer, $69.99, you could do that in a repair much cheaper. Just a homemade repair, and it's lasted for months. So I thought I'd just make this video. It was a slightly different video to what I normally do. It's my dad's idea to highlight that for anybody that's got a similar sort of problem with a similar design hoover. It doesn't necessarily need to be that specific make. I suppose if there's other designs that use a similar method, and even if it is the same make, but it might be a different model, it might have a similar problem. They might have even revised that in the manufacturing process. But that's how we done it. So I thought I would share that with you on my channel. So hope you found it interesting, and thanks for what I will do, by the way, is I'll put the link in the description to the video that I made with Gardner Hoover when I bought it from a good friend of mine. And as I say, she's an expert in the Shark vacuum cleaners, so that video was all about the introduction of it. So I'll put a link in the description to this video for that video I made a few years ago, actually when I got that Hoover. Okay, right, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.